Sure, this one's live. Now, trying to understand what is playing out in the old hex.com ecosphere. What I should take before doing these streams is there's these pills you can take, right? And that sounds funny, but you can actually relax your vocal cords and get like the optimal voice for karaoke. Apparently, it's a Japanese thing. I cannot find them. I haven't even looked that hard, but no doubt they'll be on Amazon. Anyway, moving on to waste 30 seconds of everyone's time. It is Hex Day 2285. Now, don't mind me, I'm still trying to figure out remember how to do all this because it has been about probably 3 weeks now, possibly even a month. Since then, a little bit has happened in the geopolitical space, but that aside, we're not really going to touch on that beyond the obvious war, the Hormuz Strait, US, Israel, Iran, the Middle East, oil stocks. That could all be summarized in about one sentence, as I just did. Now, the next thing is what's going to happen next? No. Next thing is interest rates. No. The next thing is crypto. Now, looking at my favorite Pulse chain, all right? Hex is probably actually more favorite, as you can tell by the hat. Now, don't mind me. I'm like sitting around in my designer fucking Star Wars t-shirt with my hex.com hat. And we are looking at finally, it's been a little mini pump. If you zoom out, it's not looking the greatest, but the next thing to look at is what is improving more rapidly than others. Previously, we saw increases almost in unison, similar to you see coin market cap and all the top coins, they all appear to move together. Now, what's changed apparently is what I'm trying to figure out is something to do with the LP, something to do with Hex on Pulse chain specifically, although eHex, I think he's performing okay. I haven't got that chart here. But we can see here on the 24-hour, 7-day, 30-day, it's kind of recovering because it's been a pretty nasty 2-3 years since the inception of Pulse chain. However, in the last 24 hours, we've seen 28.8%. Now, can it increase? Maybe. What if people start selling? Most likely reversals. But what I'm trying to figure out is first thing I did, right, was have a look at PulseX. Okay, now I will share this tab. And I'm going, okay, hang on. What's going on with the farms? Oh, the INC tokens. Like, hang on, wait. Differentiate the PulseX farms to get yield through INC from the performance of something like Hex, so to speak. Basically, what I'm saying is, or what I'm thinking is, what I'm documenting is, the price of Pulse chain is somewhat volatile, and there's been posts out there by various members of the community, etc., even the founder themselves, basically saying things like maybe change the LP and allow things to perform on their own merit, something like that. And I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about because my tiny little brain can't understand the concept, what is actually taking place, hence this particular stream. So I go in, my little peanut brain, have a look at PulseX, go, okay, hang on. Where's my farms, man? You know, look around, have a look at, V1, V2. There's other platforms as well that you can actually look at, but these ones provide the INC token, It's almost like, okay, where to get more INC token and why. But that's different from why Hex is performing differently. So I had to look around further, and of course, I get sidetracked by this. Basically, forget the Epstein files, forget the Middle East war. Let's have a look at ProveX that no one else even know, like not many people know about. This here apparently took place recently. It says PRVX token, distributed verification. Have a look around. Maybe that's going to be the ticker, and it's got some graphics here. Share this tab instead. I might go through also. I probably won't timestamp, but I will put some links in the description. Basically, something about this, like whatever this means, right? It does appear, though, later on, if we have a look, if I can stay focused, that there is has been some movement on a test net in relation to ProveX. Now, maybe that means an airdrop imminent. I don't know, which would be maybe some good news. Not sure how the token will do. I think it'll dump and then pump, or pump first and then dump. And then at that point, I may purchase some. I'm not sure because, what if HEX does insane things whilst. Anyway, who knows? Now, this here, I will share the tab. We're looking at CoinMarketCap, which, funnily enough, has this CoinMarketCap 20 index DTF. They never listed HEX properly. They never listed Pulse Chain properly. Never listed Pulse X properly. Maybe they did. Have a look into yourself. But we're looking at Bitcoin is, as you might be surprised, after the war, oil stocks thing, we see Bitcoin crypto doing a little bit better. We also saw Kraken, I think it was. They basically were given, they weren't given the keys to the castle, far from, but they were given access to some master accounts or whatever that means. Maybe they're looking for full integration. So Kraken might be the land of the central bank digital currency. Nah, Kraken might just be one alleyway which begins to make cryptocurrency more legitimate, specifically in the US, right? Specifically in the West as well. I think Trumpy wants to make crypto really, really popular. He wants to proliferate cryptocurrency across the nation, right? Maybe here in Australia we might follow. I would love to see basically no taxes on any of this stuff unless you stifle innovation, etc., etc. But that's a topic for another time. Because imagine people get mad rich, they obviously pay the taxes, whatever, and then they have all this new money, and they probably have to pay taxes on all the gains on that. So that's kind of sucky, right? What if you just get mad rich and then you buy other assets or something that produces income, and that's where they capture the tax? Anyway, different story. Maybe I move to the US. That would be cool. Now we have this here. The performance, Ethereum's doing good. Bitcoin's doing okay. Wouldn't be surprised if we see some like crazy shit happen in the next 90 days. What is it? Is it Q1? Pretty sure it's still Q1 of 2026. I can't believe 2026. Been following this for a little bit. Was it day 2000 something? Now, next one, right? Share this tab instead. I shall click, and we got this here. ProveX update page has appeared, named, I think we're looking at this. Basically, you can check your balance on testnet. So that's cool if you did sacrifice. Again, if you didn't, probably have no idea what to talk about. Now, this here, so this is shifting into basically, again, my peanut brain trying to understand all this is, what would you call it? World War III sort of stuff happening. And then we're seeing at the same time kind of being distracted from the Epstein stuff. Whilst Kraken's been given the keys or being given access to a master account. So crypto is becoming definitely more mainstream in the US, which is good. Hopefully everything becomes a lot more tax friendly across the entire planet, because I don't think this crypto is going anywhere. Now, things like Pulse Chain are arguably in their infancy, if you're able to find it, right? If you're already here, then congratulations. Maybe, just maybe, this might help you, if not already, help you become multi-bazillionaire, right? Who knows what it will do. Pulse Chain, very volatile. Pulse X, very rare, scarce. HEX, kind of rare, kind of scarce. Inflation is at 3.69, but T shares forever increasing and going up and to the right. Now, from there, we see postchainstats.com, which is some stuff I've completely lost track of, who's made what and where. We see that the guys in the community who are posting HEX Ethereum has more LP than HEX right now. The HEX away just gave you an on-chain hint. That's the wrong move. Do that information what you will. I still think, I haven't checked the ratios, but it was like 3-1 like ages ago. So that means that If HEX on Pulse Chain increases, HEX on Ethereum will also increase, but it does appear that the LP sort of favored and skewed towards what is potentially going to take place on Pulse Chain, right? So that's what I'm trying to understand. So moving on here, we've got this, share this tab instead. Which one was this? Basically, bottom line, super simple for my little brain because everyone uses AI. If you don't, I'm not sure why you're not doing it. It would make a lot more sense to me, most likely. INC farming boosts the whole PulseX ecosystem, good indirectly, but the PulseX stables bonding is the direct good play for HEX price. It makes HEX pools more efficient, stable, and buy friendly, reducing drag and letting demand show through easier. That is why folks are excited about these specific LP moves right now, not the ink farms. First thing I look at the ink farms. Hang on, what am I missing? This goes to show you someone can be in this space for a long time and still not understand anything. Now check your postchainstats.com/hex stats for the. So I was trying to figure out where do you see all this, right? So I type in PulseX, have a look, search hex, nothing came up for some reason. It just spun out. Don't know why I kept spinning, but it gave me this here. So we have a look here. Share this tab instead. Looks a lot like PulseChain. I should probably use this instead of PulseChain.com, but it goes on to explain, Pulse is the gas token for Ethereum, multiple positives, what BDSSE, etc., clarity, etc. A whole lot of stuff going on besides the price at the moment, although arguably you could say, if you're just hearing about it now, buy the bottom, bro. But it's gone up a little bit anyway. We're sitting here looking at the prices of this. Now, if you were around sacrifice, this is very, very not happy days. But if it starts to increase in value, a lot of this pain and agony will go away, most likely. I'm not sure what's going to happen to the community as a whole. Not really the point of this stream, but we do have Richard Hart followers. Maybe there will be more of them if Hex does some crazy shit. Pulse Chain does something. INC, PulseX, don't know. PulseX, I feel like, has the ability to perform really, really well. It's not so much a slow burn. It's more of just waiting. And as it becomes more scarce, infinitely more scarce, that in itself is its own fundamental, right? So what does that mean? Look it up in AI. You'll figure it out. And I never thought about it if that gets paired with Hex. What could these two do? Because God forbid Pulse Chain goes to really, really high and the amount of pulse needed to transact stays the same. That would be kind of an issue, potentially. Remember, back in the day when Ethereum was it $1,000? I can't remember what it was. And I don't know if you guys remember the sacrifice price was 10,000 to 1. So it wasn't like if you divide 1,000 by 10,000 to 1, you get a price of what? Now, what is that price, people? You always got to do maths live on air. It's the best thing to do ever because you never, ever make any mistakes, right? So you have 1,000 divided by 10,000, right? Gives you 0.1 as the potential price. 1. Is that right? Or is it the other way around? I have a feeling it's the other way around. Anyway, have a look into that from the memory bank. How many zeros that could potentially apply to? Now, pretty sure I did that wrong. That's got to be wrong. What the fuck was that? 10,000? 0.1, right? So, anyway, I have to revise that. Just flag that, people. Flag that as incorrect. Go get Grok to check that. The next thing is, oh no, wait. I was going to check the LP. Okay, so wallets appear to be down overall. whatever, I don't know, new people lacking, people exiting, no idea what's going on, or people just using multiple accounts, cashing out because they've got infinite supply, potentially. Kind of, maybe, I don't know, it doesn't really matter at this point because it matters not what took place in the past. Kind of. But what could take place, you don't want to miss out on the potential upside because, price down. That would suck. Now, the next thing is here. I'll check chat. That's all good. So hopefully this live with the audio is good, etc., etc. Now, most there was a big giant candle here. Shaddy's tab. Basically, Gecko Terminal also has some decent data. I think I went through here for some reason. I clicked on most. I can't remember why. I'm going to click back. Let's have a look. And it's, of course, going through. Oh, no, it's actually still on post chain pools. Cool. For some reason, it has this. I don't know why. Maybe it's volume turned over. I'm not really sure why this is on top, but we're going to market cap. Do market cap, you see PulseX at the top, and then I have no idea what that is. Then a whole lot of HEX, Pulse Die, some other stuff, and yeah, and then I saw all the way down here. I'm like, that's a surprise. How come this one's up here? And where's the rest of them? Because I'm pretty sure there was other ones. Again, I could click on some pages, 1, 2, and 3, but I won't because this was the first one that I recognized. Now I'm not going to look at USDL from memory. That was awful. I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, everything's perfect. Maybe they can do a rerun. Maybe everyone can do a rerun. We understand what went wrong previously, and maybe everyone can make amends and fix everything once prices are at all-time highs, or hopefully everyone's going to hold until then and see the glorious gains, because I know where my future cars are resting. Now, next thing is this here, post chain on Coin Gecko. Yeah, that's the one. Seems to be up. Again, is this to do with the LPs? What is causing this? Is it because buying? Is it because what is causing it? Maybe it's a more favorable setup in terms of the LP. However, in the 3-month outlook, if you look back, again, not that it matters, but if you look back, the price is still down from where it was. All-time high is, that's year to date, but 1 year. Let's do maximum. Hey? Maximum, if you discard HEX and its performance, which is the 10,000X, we had some waves of momentum. It peaked out around here. All right. Did we get to 3 cents? Yeah, I think it hit 3. Okay. Now we're back all the way down here, right? So from here, where are we going? Down further up with the more modified LP. I don't know. In closing, we have this one here. Basically, we got, I don't know if this is a ProveX leak or if it's just actually people found it. I don't think sensationalizing things is useful, especially on X, where you can just ask Grok, like, is this an actual leak or is this just been released? Because AI is kind of good at keeping you legitimate, keeping you real, so to speak. And also people who can look this up and time reveals all, and people who just purely hype with nothing behind them. It's unfortunate. As you can see with these streams, my lack of crypto knowledge to a degree has made me not obviously build anything or release anything. All I can do is basically comment and watch about all this other cool stuff that people are building. Again, if this is legitimately a leak, congratulations from whatever this is. What does that mean? So what does that mean? Maybe we've got ProveX coming soon, but we've heard the 2 more weeks joke, etc., etc. New people in the space are probably going, what the fuck is wrong with these crackheads? Because the price is decimated, as we can see, and yet they're still here, they're still making content, and they still have the belief that maybe this thing can pump. Anyway, so I'll just check if there's anything going on in the chat. If not, I'll end this one ever so very shortly. What else? Yeah, like I said, I'm not going to be covering any of the what stuff, because I'm pretty sure we have you're seeing a lot of stuff going on, and whether or not that is actually positive in terms of crypto, I kind of think it is, because we did see, like I said, well, stocks bounce pretty hard. Oil still unknown. Here in Australia, it's like basically there was a emergency shipment or something from ExxonMobil or some shit. So people are freaking out. It's like, yeah, but we got some fucking more coming. Prices still probably gonna go up higher than I would like to see them. What else? That is about it. So in summary, we're seeing, if you're too lazy to look all this up or keep following lots and lots of posts on X or who to follow, whatever, there's some movement in the pulse chain ecosphere in relation to HEX. Basically, there was some LP moved around, paired with stables and Pulse X, correct me if I'm wrong, causing, I don't know if it's lack of sell pressure, but it's most likely some buy pressure, causing price to increase at a greater rate than had those pools not existed. Something about being paired to Pulse, and if you go to my understanding, this thing here, maybe not sorted like market cap, the way it was sorted. I'm not sure if we even get back to that, but as you saw before, there's a whole lot of stuff going around, so you might trade some stuff. It goes through a lot of alleyways, and with the hex set up with stables Pulse X, it's a cleaner setup, allowing for things to act in their own merit. Hence, hex is outperforming. As well as that, we've got the whole, people are more probably concerned about the ProveX sacrifice. I'll share this here. I'm kind of interested seeing the tech, how it works. Haven't been able to actually make any trades because I haven't been on there enough. And also some that I think I documented some that didn't go through. I was able to get and refund if it was me. And also, what else? But I did like how you actually had to go in and verify, with the other person's, for instance, PayPal. I did see some other interesting stuff after the Kraken stuff. It was a couple of companies. I think it was Revolt. I'm not sure what it was. And it's basically they're getting all their banking in order. So it does seem like crypto and the financial system are sort of bridging over to each other more so, which is good to see. Again, hopefully, crypto then gets treated more favorable and people realize that it's an actual, it's possible to make some sort of money from this. Outside of the existing legacy systems, if that's what you want to do, because to me freedom is good. Freedom, to be free, you need to be, to me, you need to be financially free, and to be financially free, the existing system's not exactly set up for that. And then if a bunch of loon birds get together and create something amazing like they did, I don't know, with Bitcoin, Ethereum, etc., maybe that innovation shouldn't be punished. Maybe it should be noted and gone, hey, hang on, look what these crazy loon birds did. And they can keep doing it. And there's different variants to it. There's different flavors. And so all of a sudden, you've got this wonderful city with all these different restaurants instead of just the same old oatmeal every day, which is, the legacy financial system, kind of fun, right? Plain vanilla. Anyway, ProveX. Yeah, so I'm going to keep watching this ProveX stuff. Can't wait to see how this is going to happen. So it's going to get distributed. People are going to get tokens, and then the whole LP pools, etc. People are probably going to write scripts and bots and take advantage and just wreck people. If you don't do that, congratulations, because I don't. I'm going to ask AI, but I probably will ask AI. But we'll see how it actually does play out, because that's the rate at which things move is so fast. By the time you figure out what is going on, it's already moved against you. So welcome to crypto, people. What else? We'll do a quick refresh on the old x.com. There's also that Elon's, is it money app? I'm not sure what you'd call it. Let's have a look. We'll share this tab ever so cautiously, because this is a look into my, private X account. We see no pause, no hesitation. The White House, which is pretty official. We have A well-known hex skin, basically the next 1 million hex only costs $2,178 US. True value of 1 million hex close to 50 million US. That would be very nice. That would be unfathomable. Bring it on this time around. Continue to bring it on. Some sort of game on Steam. Lol. We have Grok Video. Whatever that is. Again, lots of war stuff, and if I can find some crypto stuff, that would be good. Yeah, I think that's about it, people. I'll close it off here. This article circulating a bit. We can have a look at that, but I haven't looked at it yet. This is interesting too. Getting some coverage. People are going, "Oh, hey, this cryptocurrency thing, check it out." So yeah, people have tried and tried and tried and tried and tried. Maybe they're just giving up. It's a shame. It really is a shame. Okay, some research. Now what have we got? Yeah, that's it. If there's any questions, I doubt it. Yeah, just maybe have a look at Pulse Chain if you haven't already heard. It would be cool to see full integration into a centralized exchange, although not necessary, because if you already have an exchange and you have functioning bridges, it works on chain. It would be good though to see MetaMask. I'm not sure if it costs money though, but it would be good to see MetaMask just basically include Pulse Chain eventually as a well-known chain. When you have the drop-down menus like add your favorite chain. What have they got? These can't remember what they're called. Not the apps. Basically, Solana started off with a what's that thing called? Basically, you'd have a Solana address. They later on incorporated it into MetaMask, like into the main interface, I guess you'd call it, instead of having to click on a website to access it, which is kind of cool. So it derives like a Solana address from your seed through MetaMask or whatever. That's kind of cool. They wouldn't even need to do that because Pulse Chain is like fork, copy paste, whatever. Oh, not quite, but copy of the same addresses, etc. Yeah, so if you could have a click down button and it has Pulse Chain on there, be much appreciated. MetaMask, much appreciated, peoples. I'll have another couple clicks on the notifications. Got some engagement, which is very good. What else? Okay, more war stuff. Some crypto stuff. Beware of imposters. It's probably worth pointing out, again, no one's ever going to DM you first. Most of the time you're talking to people, they're imposters. Don't click on anything. Don't send anything anywhere. Don't purchase things from third-party sites. Don't ever expose yourself online to seeds. Don't ever stream. Don't don't ever show your address. Don't ever do nothing. Don't ever connect to the internet. You'd be surprised. It's like just put your VPN. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, sure. You can't track it. Sure, bro. Sure. Maybe use a phone. If you want to get into something about PCs and routers, man. I don't know. Do not know. Now, one more notification. Do, 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 do. It's like, thinking. We did see that. Yeah, anyway. A lot of stuff happening in the cryptocurrency space. A lot of stuff. Without sitting here with, just not creating the best content, it is interesting and fascinating to see. This one, this is good. If the government had a sandwich making program. Oh, yes, anyway. Looking for something crypto related. Okay, make sure you make your bed every morning, people. If you look into that, it might make actual sense. Now, I think that's it. But yeah, there is a good point though. I think I was hoping that EHEX would sort of come back from the dead. I just think it runs on the back of the success of Hex on Pulse Chain. Prove me wrong. You know, Ethereum's made some headwind in terms of the fees being more usable. So it's not the end of the world if you have stakes on both chains. I still don't know if I'd completely move over 100%. I mean, I might. I moved some back to Hex when it was mad cheap. So hopefully that plays out. But I'll probably get maybe some gains. I don't know. But maybe it won't be as much as had I just stayed on. It summarizes me. Normal people, you know. This is me. Let's have a look. We're not back to sack price, man. Are we? I don't think we are. I'm pretty sure we're still 1-0 over. I could be wrong. Let's have a look. Are we back at sack? There's no way we're back. Anyway, I'm gonna look another time. All right, free speech signing out, and yeah, Hex is king.